The hunchback was laughing when he died. His small, crooked body shook with giggles as he beat a tiny drum in the candlelit hall. Wine spilled across silk carpets. Musicians played louder. Dancers spun faster. And then he choked. The laughter stopped. His drum rolled from his hands and echoed across the marble floor. Within moments, the little entertainer lay stiff and silent at the feet of the king's own steward. But that was not the strangest part. By sunrise, 7 different people would confess to his murder, and each confession would sound completely true. In the great city of Kashira, where golden domes caught the sun and markets never slept, there lived a hunchback named Kareem. His back curved like a question mark, but his spirit was straight and sharp. He earned his living as a court entertainer, a drummer and jester whose quick tongue and clever rhymes delighted nobles and merchants alike. Kareem had no family. The city was his only companion. He lived in a narrow alley behind the spice market. The air smelled of saffron and roasted lamb. Every morning he would greet the baker, tease the fishmonger, and toss jokes at passing children who adored him. Yet, for all his laughter, Kareem knew something others did not. People laughed at him as much as they laughed with him. Still, he never let bitterness settle in his heart. "Life bends us," he would say, topping his crooked back, "but it does not break us." One evening, Kareem was invited to perform at the house of a wealthy tailor named Hassan and his wife, Lale. They were hosting friends for supper and wished for music. Kareem arrived with his small drum and wide grin. The night was warm, lanterns glowed, wine flowed freely. No one knew this feast would begin a chain of chaos that would shake the entire city. The tailor and his wife were merry hosts. They clapped and cheered as Kareem sang playful songs about jealous husbands and lazy merchants. At one point, Lale offered Kareem a piece of roasted fish. "Careful," Hassan warned jokingly, "the bones are stubborn." Kareem laughed and swallowed a large bite. Then he froze. His eyes widened. He clawed at his throat. The room went silent except for a faint choking sound. Hassan rushed to him. Lale screamed. Kareem's body went limp. They shook him. They called his name, but the little drummer did not answer. Fear swallowed the house whole. "We will be blamed," Lale whispered in horror. "He died here." Hassan imagined the judge's cold stare, the gallows, the disgrace. In panic, they carried Kareem's body into the night. Hassan and Lale hurried through shadowed streets until they reached the home of a Christian physician known for treating the sick at odd hours. They propped Kareem against the physician's door and knocked loudly before fleeing into the dark. Moments later, the physician opened the door, half asleep, holding a lantern. Kareem's body tumbled inside. The physician stumbled backward, terrified. He knelt and examined the hunchback. No pulse, no breath. "My God, he is dead and at my door." Footsteps echoed down the alley. The physician's heart pounded. "They will say I killed him," he muttered. In blind panic, he carried the body to the roof and lowered it into the courtyard of his neighbor, the royal cook. The cook arose before dawn to prepare dishes for the palace. When she entered her courtyard, she nearly fainted. There, leaning against her grain sacks, was the hunchback. "Thief!" she gasped. She grabbed a heavy spoon and struck him hard. Kareem toppled over, still unmoving. The cook leaned closer. Dead. Her face drained of color. "If the palace hears of this, I am finished." She dragged the body through a side gate and left it near the marketplace where drunkards often slept. Surely someone would assume he drank himself to death. But fate was not finished. At sunrise, a Jewish merchant opened his shop and nearly tripped over Kareem's body. "Drunk fool," he muttered. He nudged him with his foot. The body fell inside. At that exact moment, city guards turned the corner. The merchant panicked. He tried to lift Kareem upright, but the guards burst in. "What is this?" they demanded. The merchant stammered. The body lay at his feet. He was arrested immediately. In the crowded court, the merchant trembled before the judge. "I did not kill him," he insisted. The judge frowned. Witnesses claimed they saw him dragging the body. The sentence was swift. He was to be hanged at sunset. But just before the execution, the royal cook forced her way through the crowd. "Stop!" she cried. "I killed him!" Gasps rippled through the square. She confessed to striking him in her courtyard. The merchant was freed. The cook was condemned. Yet before her sentence could be carried out, the Christian physician stepped forward. "No," he said firmly, "it was I." The crowd murmured louder. He told his tale of the body at his door. Now 3 confessions stood before the judge. The execution halted again. And just when order seemed impossible, Hassan the tailor pushed through the crowd. "I am the guilty one." The square erupted in disbelief. 4 confessions, 1 corpse. The judge wiped sweat from his brow. What madness is this? But the strangest moment was still to come. The judge ordered the body brought forward. "Enough lies," he thundered. "We will examine him properly." An elderly court physician stepped forward. He inspected Kareem carefully. Then he froze. "There is no wound, no broken bone, no bruise that killed him." He gently opened Kareem's mouth, and there, a thin fishbone lodged deep in his throat. The court fell silent. "He choked," the physician declared. "He was dead before any of you touched him." A wave of relief and shame washed over the confessors. They had each believed themselves murderers, yet none had truly killed him. The judge leaned back heavily. 1 death, 7 confessions. For even the guards admitted they had mishandled the body. The crowd slowly began to laugh, not in cruelty, but in disbelief at the chain of foolish panic. The crooked man had twisted the entire city in death, just as he had twisted them in laughter in life. Kareem was buried with honor. The king himself attended the funeral, shaking his head in wonder at how one small entertainer had revealed the weakness of so many strong people. The tailor returned home wiser. The physician learned to face fear calmly. The cook learned patience. The merchant learned not to panic. And the city of Kashira never forgot the day when fear turned honest people into confessors of crimes they did not commit. Sometimes it is not guilt that traps us, it is fear. And sometimes the smallest man can hold up a mirror to an entire kingdom. If you had found the body first, would you have spoken the truth immediately? Or would fear have guided your steps into darkness? If you enjoyed this cinematic retelling of a legendary tale from the Arabian Nights, like the video, subscribe for more epic stories, and share your thoughts below. Because in every city, there is always another story waiting in the shadows.